Lads, lads, lads. Lads, 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 welcome to a brand new Sheffield United Way preview. Now, I'm going to go straight into it and speak to Hal because I'm quite depressed when it comes to football at the moment. How are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, it's rubbish, isn't it? I think we should start looking at other sports, things that maybe would be better at.
Like what?
Handball looks easy. I think anyone could become a champion at handball.
Shall we try and do that then?
Yeah, I think you and I could probably be in the Olympics by next year.
No, not Olympics. We need to have a Sheffield United handball team.
Okay, the Sheffield United Way handball team. If you're interested, comment below.
Right, anyway, we better crack on with this, aren't we? Because we want to get it over and done with. So we are playing...
that's the sell, isn't it?
We are playing Burnley tomorrow night at 6 p.m. At least it's not an 8 p.m. kickoff. I hate those ones. So, yeah, Burnley... What happened in the last game? So we... I don't know. I thought myself that the substitutions were really negative. I thought we was trying to cling on to that 0-0 draw when we should be actually trying to win these games. I know it's Everton, but they definitely weren't at their best. We know that. I thought they had a lot of players missing, and it was a big chance that we kind of squandered. And like I've said before, we are going to be that team that nobody wants to lose to. So it's going to be very difficult. But this could be a game because Burnley really aren't a team that are banging form. They are towards the bottom. They've just had a bit of they're licking the wounds after the Leeds game because they definitely should have got a point against them. But last time out, Hal, what happened?
Yeah, when we talked last time out, we'll talk about the league because we have played them already in the League Cup, losing, obviously, on penalties. But back in the Premier League, at Turf Moor, John Egan scored with 10 minutes to go. It was absolutely incredible, that goal, wasn't it? Just, I loved it. We got a draw. It was sort of a rising half volley into the far corner of the net after a short corner had been swung into the box. It was actually flicked on by Billy Sharp. James Tarkowski had given Burnley the lead with a sort of sliding close range finish. A game where I think we had the most of it. We certainly had more possession, more corners, more shots. We also had a rare Jack Rodwell sighting as he came on the 75th minute.
We did. I forgot all about that, to be perfectly honest. Is that I think that's probably the only game he's come on in the league anyway, because I think he has played some cup games. Anyway, I'm going to have to get my phone out now because we're talking about team news, and we've had more, like, Mousset's got injured again, I think. Like, we don't know if he's going to be fit or not. What's going on? Mousset, it's like one game in, one game out at the moment. My issue that I've got is that Ollie Burke there's a big problem. There's a massive problem with Ollie Burke because at the moment he has a back spasm and we don't know whether he's going to be starting in this game. And for me, I've said it countless times that Ollie Burke needs to start every single game. And if he doesn't start, somebody else with pace needs to start too. Also, obviously, Sander Bergat is still going to be out for quite a while. Lunay is still banned. Keane Bryan may still be injured too. So that's what we're looking at. Obviously, the big man, Ollie McBurney, came on as a sub. We thought he probably wasn't going to be fit for this game. But Chris Wilder said he had an injection. He got back out there. I don't like the sound of that. It always sounds horrible, like he's going to be a vegetable in years' time. But I don't like it. I don't like when they say things like that. Oh, he's had a massive injection or whatever, because that's what it is. It sounds horrible, but hopefully, he's going to be fit and he's going to be okay. I'm going to quickly go into the predicted lineup. Ramsdale in the net, obviously. George Baldock, Ennis Stevens. I'm thinking it's going to be quite a similar team. Fleck, I'm not sure whether he's going to give him a shot in this game. He's given him 90 minutes out of the team. He might give him another chance to kind of prove his worth, because we all know how good John Fleck really is. So I think it's going to be the same team: Ramsdale, Baldock, Enna Stevens, Basham, Egan, Robinson. Osborne was good enough for me to keep his place. Ampadu wasn't, but Ampadu will still play. Probably going to be Didsey, Brewster and Burke, but I can see Chris Wilder going back to the 5-3-2 and not having kind of either 3 attackers or an attacking midfielder and 2 strikers. So it could be Didsey and Burke. I think Burke will start, but we'll just have to see. What do you reckon, Hal?
Depends on Burke's back injury. Apparently it was a bit of a back spasm, so I really think that will be the key. Of course, McBurney as well, not fully fit. Mousse made of Jacob's cream crackers, so really, really tough to know. And maybe Billy Sharp's going to get a look in.
Yeah, maybe. So let's go score prediction. What are you saying, Hal?
Oh, you leap into score prediction.
Oh, sorry, mate.
I say, you know what, I'll give you it now anyway. I say 0-0.
0-0. I did originally put 1-1, but I've gone 1-0 Burnley, because that seems like it's going to be the score all season long. Hopefully we can get something out of this game, because I'm sick to death of doing match reactions straight after the game, a belly full of beer, and having to talk about a 1-0 defeat. It's really started to do my head in. So I've predicted it. How does that work? Why did I do that?
We could be on for some sort of losing by 1 goal record as well. We look like we're going to break records left, right, and centre. But the reason I've gone with a 0-0 is, and again, I'm getting my phone out just like you. I don't normally do this, but Burnley and ourselves have both scored 8 goals, yet they have 3 wins and 13 points. They've conceded 6 less than us, 20. So we've obviously conceded 26. Quick maths. Now, they are fresh from Sunday's match away at Leeds, which finished 1-0 to the home side. As you quite rightly say, they could easily have had a draw. Dale Stevens made a first appearance in nearly 2 months as a second-half sub against Leeds. He'll be pushing for a start. Jay Rodriguez, another who'll be hopeful of earning a place in the 11, probably at the expense of Ashley Barnes or Chris Wood, while Dwight McNeil's fitness is being monitored. So Burnley probably going to go Nick Pope, Matty Lowton, Charlie Taylor, Tarkovsky, Ben Mee, Josh Brownhill, Brady, Westwood, and Dwight McNeil. And up front, it'll probably be Chris Wood and Jay Rodriguez, but maybe Ashley Barnes.
Right, okay. Well, that's given me a little bit more hope, I think. Dwight McNeil, really, really liked Dwight McNeil as a footballer. Big fan of his. I'm surprised he's not gone elsewhere, to be honest, up to now. But I think he's a little bit... has one good game and then has a couple of ordinary games, so like a lot of players. Memorable matches, Hal. Do you want to crack straight into that?
Saturday, 12th of April, 2008. Burnley were managed by Owen Coyle, Blades by Kevin Blackwell. I think it's fair to say both sets of fans now detest these 2 managers. Burnley won, Sheffield United 2. Goals from James Beattie and Billy Sharp. It was then a case of keeping the Blades' playoff hopes alive. It was a real revival under Wackwell. Beattie's 21st of the season, a superb first-half free kick, Sharp heading the other just after the break. Of course, it was a David Cottrell cross. Andy Cole, remember him, pulled a goal back for Burnley, and it was a superb Paddy Kenny reflex save that denied Andy Cole an equaliser to make it 2-2. But United's lead held, and it was our 6th league win in 11 games. We also leapfrogged the Clarets. Our team that day: Kenny, Geary, Killer, Morgan, Gary Naismith, Cottrell, Michael Tongue, Gary Speed, Stephen Quinn, Beattie and Billy Sharp.
That's such a great team. How did we not get promoted with that team?
Well, wait till I tell you the subs. Ugo Ekiog, God rest his soul, Keith Gillespie, right, it gets better, John Stead, Rob Hulse was on the bench.
Well, I can understand that, because when Rob Hulse came back from his leg break, he wasn't the same player. I would have liked to have seen, even though Beattie and Hulse were quite similar, I would have liked to have seen them two in their kind of pomp for United playing up front together, because they would have just been 2 battering rams that just scored goals for fun. That would have been lovely.
Yeah.
Let's get on to player connections now. I like this part.
Oh, me too, because it brings back memories. I'm going to give you one straight away. David Unsworth.
And we'll move on to the next one, shall we?
He pops up on numerous teams as well. It seems like we've mentioned him 4 or 5 times already this season.
Yeah, and I've got a bit of a bad story about him. One of my mates who's a big Wednesday fan, when after he'd put us down, he walked over to the Wednesday fans and clapped them when they were singing something derogatory about United, about sending us down. So I've never been a big Unsworth fan. But anyway, we'll move on from that. Matty Lowton next.
Glenn Little, my wife's favourite ever Sheffield United player, because we met him and he was really nice.
Well, you can't. That's fair play. That's fair play. It's not all about football always, is it?
Yeah, just lovely, lovely chap. No, in fact, it was after one of the games he was playing for us. I think it was against Palace, and he made a point of stopping talking to Danny Butterfield to actually go up to my wife and ask her if she enjoyed the game, which I just thought was what a gent. What a
Lovely,
nice guy.
lovely man. Phil Bardsley. And what I'm going to say about Phil Bardsley is the reason why he's the first man that came to my mind was because my wife watches The Housewives of Cheshire, and his wife Tanya, I know that for some reason, she is one of the main characters in it. I'll say characters because it's a load of rubbish. But yeah, Phil Bardsley played for us and also still plays for Burnley. He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I have met his wife as well.
You've met Tanya Bardsley?
Yeah, a bit weird, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds a bit ominous.
It's a bizarre story. Well, some of it's not suitable for this. Nothing to do with me. Make that very clear. Gary Cahill played for both.
Yeah, we've spoken about this off air, and I didn't know that. I just didn't know.
He was on loan at Burnley before he was on loan with us.
Yeah. Fair enough. Next up, Adiakin Badbai. He didn't do a lot for us. Scored that absolute screamer against Wednesday. Played 1 or 2 games in the Premier League. That's about it for us.
Yeah, I remember him missing an absolute sitter at Plymouth away on I think it was a Tuesday night, and I'd driven from Catterick and I had work at 5 a.m.
That's your fault. That's not his fault. That's your fault.
Yeah, I shouldn't have gone, should I? I should be a fair weather fan. Andy Gray, who scored 25 goals in 58 for the Blades and then got 25 goals in 60 for Burnley. # consistent.
Absolutely. A lot of people don't like Andy Gray, but he scored goals.
Yeah, 25. That's what you get from Andy Gray.
Another player who's a striker that has scored goals in the European Championship for Wales, Sam Vokes.
Yeah, only a few games. I think only about 6 games for the Blades, but I seem to recall him scoring 1. One of your favourite players of all time, I know you've got his name and number on the back of his shirt, Gareth Taylor. My guy. Have you got a favourite Gareth Taylor goal?
He scored a volley from quite far out, and I can't remember who it was against.
Nottingham Forest at home.
That was it. Absolute screamer, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you can test me on anything.
Yeah. My worst Gareth Taylor moment was a penalty miss against Coventry, though. I thought we were done after that.
I think my saddest Taylor moment was when he scored against Charlton and he was sort of pointing at himself and shaking his head because he knew he was going to be sold.
Yeah, big fan of Gareth Taylor. I think he was quite lazy at times, but he's just...
Don't say that. We're still going to try and get him on one of our podcasts.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Next up, Kevin McDonald, someone that I don't really want on a podcast because I think he completely just went for the money. Completely, but great player.
We could ask him that.
Yeah, okay. We might get him on a podcast if he wants to come on.
Here's another player connection, a player who we've mentioned before, and every time I do, you sing the song, John Harley.
It's not really a song, is it?
2005. No, it's not. It's just his name. To 2008, he played for Burnley. 117 appearances and 3 goals. So actually played a great deal more games for Burnley than he did for the Blades.
Yeah, and who wants to live in Burnley? Weird.
Jordan North.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to say we're playing at Turf Moor. Happy place. Turf Moor, happy place. I forgot all about that. Thanks for that. Next up, we've got Daniel Lafferty, who obviously was the saviour at left back because we had Chris Hussey at the time. We went up with 100 points. Daniel Lafferty did really well, and I think he was a little bit of a scapegoat at the time, especially a guy behind me. Bloody old Lafferty, that's what he said constantly.
Scored some Rochdale in that 3-3 draw. He scored that Chesterfield game when we didn't really play that well in the final home game of the season. You know, I really liked Daniel Lafferty. You're right, he got a bit of a raw deal with some fans.
You could say that he got us 100 points because he got us over that line when we were playing terribly against Chesterfield. I don't know how we managed to win that game.
Neither do I. Yeah, we were not great.
No. Next up, go on.
That's it for me. I'm out.
Okay.
I'm out. You've got a fantastic manager-player connection.
I have. It was a Google, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'll finish the last because I've got a few more. These are Googled ones. David Edgar played for both. Stephen Jordan, which I remember absolutely diddly squat about. And the third one is somebody that I had a selfie with in the toilets in Soyo in Sheffield. Keith Tracer. He was my favourite player at the time. What a wasted talent. I know he was great for us. I think he got sent back for a fight with Andrew Davis, if I'm right. And he was great for Burnley as well, but a real wasted talent. He could have been a very good Premier League player, in my opinion. And finally, the manager and player connection I've got is Adrian Heath. He played for us. He then played for Burnley, but I think he was a bit of a player manager, and then he managed us straight after Burnley. I don't think he did great for either, if I'm honest. He didn't stay for a long time either place, but that is probably our first and maybe only ever player and manager connection.
Well done, Nicholas. Some comments. Danny Marshall says the Everton match was shocking. Got to agree with that. If you were a neutral, what a boring game. Just got no drive to go forward. Need 4 players, never mind 2. Get rid of the dead wood like Jack Rodwell and, a bit harsh, Phil Jagielka. Need 2 attacking midfielders plus a striker and a defender. Bring the youth in. I've got to agree with a lot of that, and it'd be nice to maybe see some youngsters get a chance. I think the only reason I say it's harsh on Jags is just because he is a club legend and perhaps he could be moved into a coaching role rather than just shown the door. Also, this one, for real, believe we could do with Brian Deane right now. We've been the top half with his goals. Of course, when we were last in a situation like this in the 90s, we did have Brian Deane and we did get out of a perilous situation after Christmas thanks to his goals.
But we don't have a Brian Deane anymore, do we? Anybody like him, really, I don't think.
No one like Dino.
No. Well, we have got one legend like him, but yeah, he's not really getting a chance. And to be honest, I don't know how much Billy Sharp would add to this, but
so much to say, but I prefer not to speak.
I was going to mention that, but I thought better not. Let Hal do it instead.
I've just said a sentence. I don't know what you're possibly talking
I'm sure
about. Someone asked me online, like, what would you do? The manager situation, and I think the best thing to do is you sack Wilder, and then you rehire Wilder, and then you get that new manager bounce.
I thought you were going to say sack Wilder and then bring in Jade Sharp, but because obviously she knows what to do.
No chance. I'm staying away from that.
Anyway, we'll move on from that. So how are we going to win this game, Hal?
We are going to, if we are going to win it, and neither of us predicted that we were, we're going to finally get the rub of the green on one of these very tight games which goes 1-0 against us. It's only right that we're finally going to get one to go 1-0 in our favour. We're not going to need to play well, forget performances. It's just about results now. We need a bit of luck. And, I've tried to put sensible tactical answers to this question in the past, and it's not made any difference. So this time I'm just going to say, luck. It's just going to come down to luck. And boy, are we owed it.
Yeah, I agree. But I think we need to go gung-ho. We need to start going gung-ho with these games and just go all-out attacking. Try and excite the fans. Try and score some goals. If we lose 4-3, I don't care. It's better than losing 1-0 every week.
Because goal difference is not going to be the thing that either keeps us up or makes us go down. It's nothing to do with that now. It's going to be about points. So you're right. If we're going to lose every game 1-0, let's just go for it. I mean, might as well, because, it's awful being beaten by the odd goal and not being entertained.
Absolutely, mate. So I think we're going to leave it there. Thank you for watching, everybody. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks for being here, Hal. Not thanks for being Hal. You're always Hal. If you haven't subscribed already, please make sure you do so. We are nearly on 10,700, I think. So let's get us to 10,700. If you haven't liked the stream, please do so right now because it'll really help us in the long run. And what we're going to do is going to do this really weird wave that we've been doing every week. So Thank you for
It's my favourite part of the video, this.
So thank you very much for watching, and see you soon.
Actually, no. My new favourite part is that laugh that you just did.
It is the Voldemort laugh, and I'll tell you about that off.
Brilliant. All the best stuff is off air.